Reggie Bush, the former USC running back and Heisman Trophy winner, is entangled in a deepening legal dispute with his alma mater over attorney fees and the legacy he left at the university. Bush, once regarded as one of the brightest stars in college football, has been fighting for over a decade to clear his name after a high-profile NCAA investigation led to the forfeiture of his Heisman Trophy and records in 2010. Now, with the Heisman returned to him earlier this year, Bush's legal battles have shifted towards compensation, specifically requesting that USC reimburse the substantial legal fees he incurred while seeking the return of his trophy. In August 2023, standing on the rooftop deck of the Los Angeles Coliseum, the stadium where he once dazzled thousands of fans, Bush announced a lawsuit against the NCAA, alleging defamation and seeking to restore his legacy. As he stood before the cameras, flanked by his attorneys, he expressed his desire not only for vindication but for a return to USC's embrace. Bush dreamed of one day leading the Trojans back out onto the field, proudly wearing the school's colors as his jersey hung immortalized alongside USC's other Heisman winners. But that vision has become complicated by the legal wrangling over the aftermath of his lengthy fight with the NCAA. Bush had been in a decade-long exile from USC, forced to disassociate from the program due to NCAA sanctions stemming from improper benefits he received during his collegiate career. In 2020, however, USC officially welcomed Bush back, and since then, the university has worked to mend its relationship with him. In fact, USC, along with Bush and his attorneys, jointly filed a petition to the NCAA earlier this year, requesting a reconsideration of the 2010 ruling that stripped him of his Heisman Trophy and records. With newly installed USC Athletic Director Jennifer Cohen and even the university's president Carol Folt backing these efforts, it appeared that Bush's redemption story was well on its way. In April 2024, Bush finally saw his Heisman Trophy returned, a victory that was celebrated by USC, which heralded it as the rightful return of the award to both Bush and the university. USC praised Bush for his resilience and heart throughout the grueling process, and plans were in motion for him to make a triumphant return to the Coliseum in September to lead the Trojans out of the tunnel before their home opener against Utah State. There was even talk of retiring his iconic number 5 jersey at the game, further cementing his legacy in USC's storied history. However, in the weeks leading up to the game, things took a sudden turn. Just as Bush expressed his excitement about the upcoming event and his eagerness to reunite with the Trojans, his legal team informed USC that the timing was no longer right for the ceremony. Behind the scenes, it was revealed that Bush had made 2 significant requests before fully re-engaging with USC. The first was that the university, strongly, back his efforts to have his records reinstated by the NCAA. Bush and his attorney, Levi McCathern, believed USC should take a firm stance in supporting the former player who had helped elevate the school's football program to national prominence during the mid-2000s. The second request, and the one that would become the point of contention, was Bush's belief that USC should reimburse him for the substantial legal fees he had accumulated during his battle to recover his Heisman Trophy. McCathern pointed out that Bush had spent a large sum of his own money on attorneys in his long fight to regain the Heisman, and now that the trophy was sitting in USC's lobby, used to market the program and impress recruits, it seemed only fair to reimburse Bush for some of the costs he bore to retrieve it. McCathern described these requests as incredibly reasonable, but USC declined. In his view, Bush had not only won back his own Heisman but had effectively restored USC's honor by returning the trophy to the university. But despite USC's willingness to celebrate Bush's achievements, the school showed no interest in reimbursing him for his legal fees. This impasse created tension between the two parties, leading to Bush backing away from the planned September 7th tribute. By September 23, the situation escalated when Bush's legal team publicly announced a new lawsuit against USC, along with the NCAA and Pac-12, accusing them of profiting from his name, image, and likeness, nil, without compensating him. The suit alleges that Bush's nil was a significant financial asset for USC during his time at the school and that the institutions involved reaped vast profits from television deals and merchandise sales, all while Bush received no compensation. His attorney claimed that experts estimated USC earned hundreds of millions from Bush's nil. Surprisingly, the lawsuit came as a shock to USC. Despite ongoing discussions between Bush's team and the school, USC said the news of the lawsuit came via a press release. In response, the university issued a statement expressing disappointment over the situation but reiterated its deep love and respect for Bush. USC loves Reggie, a spokesperson for the university said. Our fans love Reggie. He is at the core of some of the best memories in our storied tradition. We remain committed to restoring and honoring his legacy. The lawsuit has now thrown Bush's relationship with USC into a complicated and uncertain future. What seemed to be an inevitable full-circle moment for one of USC's most beloved athletes is now clouded by litigation and public dispute. While Bush remains hopeful that he can repair his relationship with the university, he and his legal team also believe that this case could serve as a broader landmark for other college athletes seeking restitution for past nil earnings. As Bush continues his legal battle against the NCAA and now USC, his legacy as a Trojan remains intact in the eyes of fans, even if the road to full reconciliation is longer than expected. His attorney remains optimistic that all sides can eventually come together to settle their differences and celebrate Bush's accomplishments. Still, as things stand, the former Heisman winner and his alma mater are at an impasse, with Bush's dream of running out of the tunnel again deferred until further notice.